Yeah, I know.
Tell her to do the opposite of what I did.
That's things. Is it twin boys? Is it twin girls?
Oh man.
Is it or is it gonna be the boy girl twin?
I know that. Now, can they? Are they going to find out? I mean,
I think they're not gonna. I think they're done with surprises. I think they're gonna find out every detail.
Oh, you
about
got
those,
to, buddy.
Those kids.
Oh my gosh, she'll get 400 dresses, baby girl dresses, and it won't be.
Yeah, she'll.
Oh, I guess
she'll know.
In case you don't want it exposed on the air or not, here it is.
Well, we haven't talked about exactly what we're talking about twins. So
oh yeah. So
just state me. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Trust me. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Good. Here we go.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an edition of Dad, You Don't Work, You Wrestle.
Yes.
You hear the claps. You know what time it is. George, how is your week?
Bullet, unbelievable. Unbelievable as always. Bullet, of course, had a great week. Went back to the National Guard Armory in Kings Mountain, North Carolina. Took a couple of our students, which I mentioned that last week, down there for Scrappy and Poffo, and all of them had they did like 125 people, Bullet. Just unbelievable. And a great little show. Our guys got to get in there. Some of our students actually got to wrestle in front of a neat little crowd. So I had a great night. Sold 2 books that night, which I was very excited about. And the big news this week, of course, we have sold out of the second greatest book ever written right here at highspots.com. There is a brand new case on order that will be coming.
Promised they'd sell out, like Don West said. We promised it'd sell out. They did.
It did, buddy. It did. And people don't write us. You can continue to buy. They will be here. They're on their way.
You can place your orders still. We have not taken it offline.
So I just want to thank everybody, Bullet, for the just buying the book and everything, and it's just doing so good, and I just appreciate that. So High Spots will have their case any day now. So I just want to thank everybody for the supporting of that, Bullet. So a lot of stuff going on, and with that, do not change your internet channel. You are not watching the Home Shopping Network, but Bullet, something that I'm very proud of, very excited about tonight, and that's not the idiot bag. That comes a little bit later. But Bullet, first time ever.
What are you excited about? That's your transition there.
I love that, Bullet. First time ever, first official. I've had a lot of T-shirts in my time.
Yes, you have.
But not official. This is the first official George South Pro Wrestling School T-shirt, and I want to thank our great friends at American Air down there for just their support on helping putting these things together. Of course, it's got beautiful picture of me on the front. If just my enemies buy it, and burn it in the yard. I don't care what you do with it.
I know, right? I wish my enemies would support me in my outside ventures from wrestling so I can stop wrestling.
That's exactly right.
The guy who said, would you please stop booking Jake Manning? Well, support my other ventures in life. I appreciate that.
Hey, we don't have to come.
Yeah, if you support my other ventures in life, I'll stop wrestling. How about that?
Hey, we're easy. Yeah. So, folks, I put out a plea out here to all of my enemies. And a few of the friends. These things are already on my website, Bullet. We've already sold some. I'm so excited, hoping to sell some here tonight. These my students. But anyway, and it's already got a nice little saying on the back, folks. And so these things will be available to all of our gimmick tables and stuff like that, Bullet. And my one side quote is, if you decide to go hold up a bank, please don't wear this.
Well, in some aspects, in the highspots.com advertising model, there's no such thing as bad advertising, which I really don't technically subscribe to. So if you think about it this way, that somebody robbed a bank and they said they're wearing a George South Training School T-shirt, you could go with the logic that that's a good thing, but some people would probably say that's not good logic in advertising. But we don't necessarily subscribe to here.
Bullet, and you remember this? What was a couple years ago? We actually, Bullet, and now that I can say it because the guy got out, but I actually sold a Rey Mysterio mask one time at a show, and then the next day, the guy did get arrested. And he wore that Rey Mysterio mask, and I knew it was the one I sold him, Bullet, because I charged him like double for it.
Unless he's a collector of Rey Mysterio masks.
So anyway, all joking aside, folks, thank you. Thank you for the support. I already had a couple folks today done try to Jew me down, Bull. I said,
easy there, George. Easy.
I know, bro.
I don't know if we can say that line though.
But thank everybody.
It's a very sensitive time, George. You can't. We got to be careful what you say these days.
This is the hottest T-shirt in the whole wide world. So I want to thank everybody, Bullet. It's there. It'll be available anywhere. I'll come to your house, drop it off in the yard, whatever you need. So George South Pro Wrestling School T-shirts are official out, and they will make their debut, and I'll roll right into that, Bullet, this coming weekend First time ever in Winston-Salem, big, huge TV taping. All of our guys from Wrestle will be their first adventure there. Sunday afternoon will be their first TV taping there. In Winston-Salem, of course, all that's up on Facebook, my Facebook, all over the Wrestle website, AML. Matt Hardy's going to be there. Bullet. It's going to be a huge show. I get the privilege to get in the ring with Bunkhouse Buck again, who I just love.
Right.
I love that.
I was wondering who you're going to step in the ring with.
Yes, I sure am. So I'm excited.
I've seen the advertisements, and they always like to jump on our YouTube and our comments and stuff like that.
Yes.
And of course, they've seemed to have forgotten a certain guy who dresses up in a Boy Scout outfit and falls on his back and his head a couple of times a weekend. But that's okay. I'm sure you haven't completely forgotten about him because you bombard my comment section, so I appreciate that.
And I will put in not that you need my help, Bullet, but they are going to do a show, once a month for this following year, and I know we'll.
Hopefully they don't forget about a guy who dresses up in a Boy Scout outfit and falls down on his back and his head a couple of times every weekend.
And with all that being said, Bullet, I'm going to roll right along, if you don't mind, into our idiot bag, because that I will appreciate your comments on this, Bullet. Of course, our great double line American Air idiot bag. It's getting heavier each week. Yep. But what I want to do this week, Bullet, real quick, and I'll have your comments on it because believe it or not, I have lost a few matches in my career, Bullet.
Okay.
I have.
I like where this discussion is going.
Yes, and you feel that a little bit. But this week, who I want to put in our idiot bag, Bullet, the idiot bag overstretches the realm of professional wrestling. There is a lot of idiots in professional wrestling, but in other sports, exactly. And I know this past week, of course, my Cowboys are out of it. I hate football.
Panthers are out of it.
Panthers are out of it, so we don't really care who wins. But I love when crap gets stirred up after a game. And this past week, I know everybody has saw the situation about the deflated football. Of course,
yes.
And for you fans that hate football as much as I do right now, of course, with the famous Colts in the New England game, halfway through, the Colts, and this is who I'm putting in the idiot bag, not the Patriots, okay? Not the Patriots, okay?
Right.
I'm putting the whole Colts organization in our idiot bag. And I'm gonna tell you why, Bullet. The reason this issue got brought up, and what I'm getting at is, I don't want them to go back and tarnish my loss record. Is what I'm getting at. Let me tie all this together, Bullet. Okay. Supposedly, what started all this, the Colts got an interception, which means the other team was throwing the ball and you intercepted, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
That started. The Colts felt like the ball was deflated a little bit. But here's my point. Here's why the Colts are going in the whole organization. Okay. Even I'm going back to Johnny Unitas.
Okay.
I'm putting Johnny Unitas in it too, just because he was a member of the Colts. And they beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl back in the day. Never forget that. Oh, and Jim O'Brien that kicked that winning field goal in 1972 to beat the Cowboys. But anyway, that's showing my age.
One guy that used to do the ESPN commercial. I forget his name right now.
That's pretty good.
I forget his name. It's going to kill me.
So, the Colts whole organization I'm putting there, because, first of all, they complained. If you got an interception, that's a good thing. Ain't it?
Yeah.
I guess, but what I would have thought. But anyway, and I know there's going to be a big investigation over all this stuff, but what I'm getting at is, and of course the Colts got beat like 42 to like 6.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
That's the thing.
You got blown out that bad. Like even if it was a 2-touchdown game, okay,
that's right.
We can start. Let's add up all the votes in Florida. Let's add up all the votes in Florida and see who the president is.
That's exactly right. So, I love that, Bullet. And so the reason the Colts are going in here is accept defeat like I had to. You understand what I'm saying, Bullet? I'm afraid that they're going to investigate this, and then they're going to. What if I'd have lost all? What if I'd have lost when I lost to the Monkeys? I'd have said my hood was too tight. I mean, seriously. But we can get crazy with this, okay?
Yeah. You could book a return match in wrestling. There's no return match in the playoffs.
No. And so the reason the Colts are going in here is accept defeat. And that's coming from somebody that's had to accept defeat
a bunch of times.
A bunch of times.
You were not saying that the Road Warrior spikes were too sharp,
no.
and that's why you lost that match. You're not you're saying you lost because Iron Man was too loud.
That's exactly right. I lost because Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer knocked me out. That was the end of it, Bullet. So the reason the Colts will go in the idiot bag, the whole organization, back to Johnny Unitas, is just accept defeat. No. Okay, Bullet, don't go back and change your record books.
They accepted that defeat against the New York Jets. Yeah. Joe Willie Namath.
Oh, I know. That's very true. So, and I just think it's comical, Bullet, that nobody's even talking about the game or the biggest game of the year coming up. So they're talking about this deflated football. And I just think that's the most comical thing in the
They don't
world.
like Bill Belichick. They don't like Tom Brady.
I'm telling you. And I just love it because it ain't like, I know each team has their own ball. It was mind-boggling what I'm getting at. The reason I'm making fun of this, it was mind-boggling when they were doing the research on the team ball. I mean, how your team gets so many balls and they switch out. Like, holy cow, boy, how could we have done that back in the yard, back in the day, Bullet? We had one little duct tape ball. We didn't get to switch. But anyway, the whole Colts will go in the idiot bag because I want them to just accept the defeat like I've had to do my whole career, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, really, Bullet. And
you were there to get somebody over, know your job, get out. I mean,
yes.
You know,
and a lot of times,
you were there to get Lawrence Taylor over. You did your job.
That's exactly right.
Is over.
And a lot of times the reason I can say that to the Colts organization is, you know, when Alex Wright beat me in his debut on WCW, it was touch and go. I mean, it was, you know, he just.
You're not complaining that he was too German.
That's exactly right. And he didn't beat me like 42-0. Like, you know, I could have maybe said, okay, he snuck in a little son. Or the time I worked Ricky Nelson, nobody remembers this. I worked Ricky Nelson. I got a reason to complain because I worked Ricky Nelson on WCW when they did, what they call it, Bullet, the night when Jim Ross, the Battle of the Underdogs or something like that. Remember that?
Yeah.
I even lost to Ricky Nelson in the Battle of the Underdogs. Now, Bullet, that's bad. I'm just telling you that right now. Jim Ross did put me over like crazy. But anyway, so I have a right to say that. Just accept defeat. Okay? It ain't no deflated football, whether it was or not. And biggest reason is you got the interception, which is a good thing. That would have meant you got the same deflatable ball that they... Anyway, so I'm making a big joke out of it because I hate football. The Colts are going in the idiot bag, accept defeat like I've had to do for a long, long time. Bullet. Okay?
I think that should be in the back of your T-shirt.
Oh, I
like that.
love that. Well, when the Monkeys beat us, Bullet, really, I could have said a million things, okay? I could have come back next way to the big press conference saying the ring wasn't set up right or some kind of bullcrap like that. Yeah. But the Monkeys beat me and Gary Raw, okay? So I accept that defeat, Bullet, along with a lot of the other ones that I refuse to name. But I've had a great, great career. So anyway, with all that being said, it was a privilege to put the Colts in the idiot bag this week. Bullet.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, accept it, okay, Bullet? Accept it. And I know that falls right along with some of your feelings about, you know, putting guys over. Yes. So
sometimes it's
you don't make
necessary.
excuses.
Oh, sometimes it's necessary, and I'm glad to do it. And sometimes it makes the most sense. And a lot of times now, that's my requirement. You want to put me on your card? Somebody has to go under, and I'll make that decision for you. Very fast because it's the smart one to make.
While everybody else out there worried about going over, you just settle it pretty quick.
That is my demands. That's in my writer. Like I have to go under. It's as simple as that. Like, if you put me over, you're an idiot. If you're going to go in that bag. We got a bag for you.
So we accept it. So you, Colts organization, accept it. Okay, Bullet? Exactly. So we're happy. Everybody's doing good, Bullet. And thank you for everything.
And
okay?
you got AML on Sunday.
Yes, and
okay, what
2 weeks away, Seagrove.
I was going to say,
Super show. Thank you so much for that, Bullet.
Seagrove, January 31st. Nobody else has booked me that day.
You're there.
Still a go.
It's cut and go. You know how it gets. About 3 days out, Bullet. That phone. Guys, listen, that phone may be...
Sometimes Vince needs to tells me I need to be in Indiana, or I need to be Kentucky, or Chicago,
and Miss Bullet would appreciate a paying gig if any of you promoters want to... but I would sure like to have you with us in Seagrove.
As of right now, I am still there. So for all these people that are still wondering if I wrestle or not, I still do. I will be available January 31st, where a guy dressed up as a Boy Scout will fall on his back or his head a couple of times.
All I know, Bullet, and I'll pat you on the back a little bit, is and I've told you this, Jerry the King Lawler told me personally that after seeing you do that, your whole Man Scout game, that if he said you would have made a lot. If Memphis was like Memphis was when they were selling out every Monday night, and Lawler said that he told me that in Clayton that he would have loved to had it work something with you. I told you about that, remember? And that would have just fit in that time. I'm not saying the headless mummy or Andy Kaufman or anything. That's on the same level as you.
But that, and I had Jimmy Hart in my corner.
Oh, Bullet! Oh my gosh, Bullet! But you're like me, Bullet. The spaceship from Kryptonite landed at the wrong time.
Yep.
Okay, that just story of my life, Bullet. Okay. So, but anyway, you're loved here on the greatest TV show on cable. computer. Okay.
Where we push the second greatest book of all time,
Yes, we do.
which is available at highspots.com,
Sold out.
which is hosted by one of the greatest co-hosts, who is available on Twitter
I
at
love that,
Manscout Manning.
I love that.
Who's sitting next to a man who's got a brand new T-shirt.
Yes, he does.
Which is
Very
available,
infomercial at 4 a.m. in the morning when you try to eat a sandwich.
which is available at your gimmick table.
And it will clean up a spot.
Yeah, you need to
remember
buff
those
your
little
car.
dudes?
That's what you go to. So
Yeah. Okay, I'll shut up.
we're number one, number two of just about everything in social media and on the internet. So thank you again for watching this edition of Dad, You Don't Work, You Wrestle.
Thank you. Good job, Bullet. Thank you, buddy. Very good. I don't even know what episode this is. Do you? It's rolling along
It's
for
106, I think. 106. And then I'm getting better with tagging the show. Ever since I started mentioning my Twitter, it messed the whole flow up.
I need to start next couple weeks. We'll start plugging our big freight train event. Bullet, we're still there, right?
Yes, absolutely. Deposits paid.